What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, and I'm here with
Gersh1.
And today we're back to answer more questions from you guys in another enticing episode of For the Greater.
This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put question in front of your question because we get those questions first. That is what Justin Harris has done. He asks, Why does Eldar have multiple gods that exist in the warp besides the Chaos ones, but no other race have them as shown in the lore? Mind you, I am new to Warhammer. That's a good question. Because why do the Eldar have a physical representation of their gods in Caleb Menchkane, Isha, and
there's a lot. Assyrian, Segura, yeah. So I think that goes back to how the Eldar were made or created, and that may also tie into the Old Ones. So rumor has it that the Old Ones created the Eldar. Could be true, could be not true. And that these gods that they've been praising and honoring and writing stories about are actually certain figures of the Old Ones that have made their ways into their lore.
Yes.
Others say it's just the way of how the Eldar have thought about their creation, and since the Eldar are so powerful psychically, and so many of the Eldar were there during the Golden Age, that they created these gods through the warp powers, basically, through belief.
Yep, and you have to remember that the Eldar are the most powerfully psychic individuals in the entire galaxy, and at the height of their power, when these gods were kind of floating around and whatnot, they numbered almost as much as, like, humanity. Is today, during the age of the Imperium, I think it's called. So that's a lot of real. Imagine every single human being a powerful psyker. Yeah, and that's why you have that manifestation.
And that's why they can create a chaos god too. So,
and then also remember that all the other psychically powerful races, even the Tau, which aren't really psychically powerful, but like even the Tau, feed the chaos gods. So it's almost like who cares if they believe in, like, you know, Allah, Jesus, or whatever. That power was being consumed by the chaos gods.
Right.
Next question comes from Mike K. Actual video series about Space Marines and the horrid Xenos of the galaxy. I think you're answering to the... because last week we said, what is Warhammer Plus missing?
Yeah.
And I think you're saying an actual series about the Space Marines and the horrid Xenos of the galaxy. So yeah, more of like an informative style thing.
Yeah, because right now they have, like, I mean, they're missing a lot, to be honest. They promised us a lot of animations and a lot of, like, cool, interesting things, TV show-wise and whatnot. But honestly, it's basically the stuff that they were already showing us behind a paywall and taking away the animations and animators and then saying either stop or join us here.
That's true.
Yeah. So yeah, there is honestly a lot that's missing. What we do have isn't really up there in quality. Although a few of you guys have said that the Angels of Death is probably the best thing that they have out currently, which says something because this was by Richard Boylan, who made Hell's Reach, and we know how good that was. So that's saying that this guy, who didn't have anything to do with the Warhammer community team, is doing better than the actual Warhammer team. So that says a lot.
Yeah.
Obviously, everybody's banking on Astartes 2, which we all know is going to be phenomenal. But at the same time, it's like, these aren't people that are already in 40K. This is... these people are essentially bought in from GW to help promote Warhammer Plus. So what they're doing on their own isn't that great, but it's the fan animators that are pulling and pushing for great 40K content. Because honestly, that's what everybody wants. We want to see 40K succeed. We want to see all these amazing shows and whatnot. Just the other day, I was listening to an article about Henry Cavill, who was promoting The Witcher, but he was also talking about Warhammer 40K and how he's super excited and pumped to be cast in a 40K live action series. But he was saying something along the lines of he doesn't want to just be cast as anybody, because then that's going to take away his chances of being somebody else. So it's like it's a very strategic thing as to who he plays, because obviously since he's such a big celebrity, that's going to be everybody's introduction to 40K. And if he plays like a minor character, and that means he may not be like a Primarch or something like that. So
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so if he is in the Eisenhorn series, and if he is playing Eisenhorn, then that means he can't play Dorn or Sanguinius or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like, he says he wants to dive into the 40K series of shows and live action, but it's a very sticky slope of like being cast correctly and having this person really showcase the world, to more people.
Yeah. He's an interesting dude. I still think he's fake.
Yeah.
I think he's just trying to promote his stuff, and that's what he does.
Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, Warhammer 40K players are Witcher players, so let's talk about that.
Yeah, he's strategic, though, in the way that he speaks about it, because if you notice, he's like, well, you could also play the tabletop. I'm just a collector. Like, I don't know. Never mind. This next question comes from Don Krill. How windy is Chicago? I've only been to your airport on my way to Florida. So I've never actually gone to a city that was like known for being windy. So with that said, I've never experienced wind like we experience it here anywhere else. So it's very windy. Like it will hurt your hands to just stand because of the wind.
Wind is sharp, surprisingly.
Yeah, especially recently.
Yeah.
With the tornado.
That's true, yeah. And speaking of wind and getting blown, the big one says, my sister gives the best blowies in all the hood. Is that something I should be proud of? No, because that takes away from you. Unless you're the one that taught your sister. And then it's like your skills being passed on. Kind of like a coach. Like, oh, this guy's really good because I coached him.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, how much of that is you and how much of that is like raw talent?
To be sad.
Yeah. So I don't know. It depends. It depends on your stance there. Big one.
Next question comes from Tommy Falcon. Who do y'all keep looking at? Do y'all need help? Blink 3 times if this is a hostage situation.
Does winking count? That's a half blink.
So do we need 6 of those?
I guess so, yeah.
Next question.
This one is by Fox the Beast. He says, OMS has all the buns we need. And the word you were looking for is exotic, Sound Alchemist. Thank you. I was looking for that word, but it was too exotic for my mind to think of it at the time, so I couldn't fathom it. But we got buns.
Hun. I don't know what the rest of the thing is. Puppy SB says, Spanish YouTube channels would be McCrag Project, Circan, La Biblioteca de Tisca, and La Torre del Cuervo. They're all pretty good. Yeah, I need to check out. I've never heard of any of those.
Yeah, we definitely got to check them out.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to La Biblioteca de Tisca.
Just because I hope they say biblioteca every time.
Yeah. The Libraries of Tisca is basically the...
Libraries of Tisca?
Yeah, but Tisca is in Thousand Suns.
The Planet of the Sorcerers?
Yeah, Planet of the Sorcerers.
Yes, yes. I really like the whole lore behind the Thousand Suns. I just wish they didn't look like Egyptians. Or like had that Egyptian aesthetic. Mm-hmm. I guess I could always kick back.
That's true. Dan Fab says, question, what did the Emperor of Mankind mean when he said, we're no strangers to love, you know the rules, and so do I. For commitment's what I'm thinking of. You wouldn't get this from any other guy. I just want to tell you how I'm feeling, gonna make you understand. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Mm-hmm.
That was just for you guys.
Yeah, who knows what the Emperor meant when he said that. It probably had something to do with like Rick-rolling people. But, you know, can we ever understand what the Emperor really intended? What he really wanted?
No. Because it's 10,000 or is it 1,100 shaman? I can't remember now. It's just a lot of dudes and one dude.
Yeah. He's the shaman king.
Yeah. Speaking about gay porn, Rogel Korn says, is it pronounced data or data?
I've always said data. And I was always like, wow, like they must be like English from like England when I heard data.
Data, yeah. Actually, yeah, I don't even know. I think data would flow better, like in the way that I speak. But yeah, it's up to you.
I like how you knew the two pronunciations, because when it's written down, it's the same thing.
Yeah, data or data. This next question comes from Dave the Finder. You guys have kids? Are they loyalist or chaos?
Right now they're loyalist, but who knows once they hit those teen years, because that's when Horus went wrong.
That's true.
He wasn't saved by the bell.
He wasn't.
He was watching too much Are You Afraid of the Dark? And he said, you know what? Let's watch all that instead.
Yeah, it was scary.
Deathly Tree says, Warhammer turning off both comments and hiding the dislike button is just gross. YouTube allowing this is a cash grab.
I didn't know you could do that.
You're half right. Yeah, for most, I'd say like 99% of the videos that GW pushes out on YouTube, yeah, the comments are disabled. And the thing about dislikes being hidden, that's not a GW thing, that's a YouTube thing. All dislikes are hidden for every YouTube video.
To be honest, who cared? Like, I don't think I've never disliked I disliked a video, and then even when we would see the dislike, and even when we would have the dislike ratio, it would never really help.
Yeah.
Because like it would be a video that got more dislikes than normal, but it also got more views. So it's just be like, I don't know.
Yeah, it has more dislike because more people are seeing it.
Yeah. Another funny thing is because recently I did a reaction video for Space Marine 2, and I've never liked reaction videos, but I know that they get so much views. And then what's funny is that you almost want to do like a video that's controversial and that's going to get people mad and say this sucks, or that get mad and like want to argue in the comments, because that gets more views. Because I did get a lot of like comments of like, oh, this is what this channel has come to, blah 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 blah. But that comment generation promotes the video.
Yeah.
So the shitty video is actually doing better. So I don't know.
The algorithm's a very weird thing that YouTube has done.
So I feel like YouTube getting or focusing on the dislike button, like, no, that was not the part of the problem. The part of the problem was like creating shit content, and it does good, and then you create quality content and it does shitty. So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, to put it simply, the dislike button has never made me cry. The comments have.
Next question.
This one's by Brian B. Would you guys hang out with Cyphus Kane, hero of the Imperium? Jurgen can be there as well.
Yeah.
Why not? I mean, it's cool to hear any stories from these guys, because it's such a world so, like, interesting and intriguing. He could tell me what he ate, and I'd be listening attentively.
Next question comes from dstonk333. Do you think Ogrins exist on Earth already? I think I've seen a few. No, because like the whole point of Ogrins is that they mutated on a specific planet for a specific purpose.
Right.
So yeah.
And we haven't seen any Bulgrins, so
no. Next question.
Miguel Perez. We know that Bile has cloned Fulgrim and Horus, but we do know if he's cloned any other Primarchs, and if he did, what happened to them? Is it possible that Trazian the Infinite literally has the full set, not just one?
So he doesn't, but yes, every single Primarch has been cloned. There's only been 2 that have been fully grown.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can find vats of like baby Sanguinius and baby Ferrus Manus without the hand, because obviously that's nurture.
Right. Is he really Ferrus Manus if he doesn't have that like
Necrodermis?
Necrodermis, yeah.
Probably not, right?
No. So he's got to have a different name. Because Ferrus Manus is Latin. Or
metal hand.
Yeah. So his name would have to be like Greg.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But yeah, it'd be pretty cool to actually play these cloned Primarchs, even if like they die by turn 3 because they're like incomplete or something like that.
Yeah.
It'd be pretty cool to have like pseudo Primarchs. And you could even use a sculpt from Forge World too.
It's like when you used to play Guilty Gear X and you would press, what is it, triangle instead of X in order to select. So you'd get like
the different variations.
Yeah. Next question comes from Rogel Korn. Would the orcs be scarier if they had a Scottish accent or even a Jamaican accent?
I think so, because it's pretty cool to say, "Here I come, I am Seenie Man." That's really bad. Because Seenie Man is the weenie man. And I think when you hear an orc say that, it's like, throws you off. It's like, where's the goofy... What accent would that be?
I wouldn't... Would you categorize Jamaican as scary?
I mean, if they've got a slugger and a chopper, yes.
Yes. That's true. But then it's the persona.
Mm-hmm.
But because when I hear Jamaican, I just want to like listen a little bit harder because it's to make sure that I know what they're saying. So I wonder if orcs... What would be like a Russian accent? That would be scary.
Yeah, German accent too. Because I feel like just like the way Germans, like the pronunciation of their words.
Yeah.
It's more like guttural.
Forceful.
Forceful.
Scary. Cinemon. Next question.
This one is by Denzel83.
That's what I was looking at.
Would Father Orcmus have Snotlings or Gretchen as his elves, making guns and goodies for all the naughty orcs? And what would all the good orcs get instead of coal in their stockings?
Yes, they definitely should. I actually think that GW messes up by not using the orcs as like more of a thing in December, because they do. It's like so goofy and funny.
They actually do have like Gretchen.
Yeah, but just that. But like I want like stories and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You guys should check out. I think Voldemort did something last year for Christmas that had to do with the orcs, and it was really good. You guys should check that out just to get into the Christmas or the Orcmas spirit. Mm-hmm. See, Orcmas.
Instead of, was it Orctober?
That didn't happen in October. We got all the new models in November.
That's true, yeah. Dropping the ball again, GW.
Yeah.
But yeah, what would good orcs get instead of coal?
Good orcs would get a nice shooter or a clean slugger, and then bad orcs would probably get a lazy grot.
Yeah, or like an oil squig or something like that.
Yeah, when they don't have a car.
Mm-hmm. It's like, I wanted this car, this buggy for Christmas, and I just got the oil squig that I can't use. That's like when you get like an RC car, but you don't get batteries.
Yes.
That's the worst feeling. Because then everything's closed for Christmas, so you can't get batteries for it. And you just gotta like push it and be like, yay.
You break the track.
Yeah.
Those were the days. Next question comes from Hypervious Gonorous. Do you guys have any homebrew Space Marine chapter, Orc Warband, or otherwise? Yeah, the Sound Alchemist has like an entire playlist.
I do, and I've got another one coming, which I don't know why, because I'm not done with the first. But yeah, I've got my own version of the 11th Legion and the Primarch, Alec Elric, and the Celestial Sons. I've talked about the Burning Moon Contingent, which is the lore for my Tau that I play. I've got the Traitor half of the 11th Legion, the Infernal Sons. And I'm going to make my own rendition of the second and the Primarch, mostly focusing on the Primarch, which will be coming up this week.
Yeah, so expect those really soon. But those were the questions for today.
Yeah, as always, thank you guys for asking, and hopefully you enjoyed the answers this time. And we'll keep them coming as long as you keep bringing them.
Gershwin.
Sound Alchemist, and we are out.
Oh, if you could put my freedom